10,000 tick trap. 10,000 tick trap. Pandas, pandas, pandas. Got bros in Atlanta. Just don't need an Fanta. Pandas! Welcome to the stream. Glad that you guys are here. Derek Taylor, good morning. PB Vince, good morning. Tyler Molema, good morning. SW Blaze, good morning. Kevin Mack, good morning. PB Vince, I don't think I've ever seen you in the pre-market show. You know, you have access to it, so if you want to join, make sure you come, because that's a perk you have. Kevin Mack, good morning. Mahdi, good morning. Kid Poker, good morning. Welcome to the stream, guys. I just changed my name. Got it. That makes a lot of sense. Good morning, guys. Vendetta. Good morning. Patrick McLaughlin. Hugh, good morning. Mike Thompson, good morning. Welcome, guys. Richard Harris, welcome back. Whoo, pandas, what's going to happen today? For you guys, today is Whiskey Wednesday. What am I doing? Pandas. There it is. Whiskey Wednesday. The reason why I remember is because today is FOMC day, and we really have Whiskey Wednesdays because of this. And that's because today we may have just a choppy day, and typically you don't anticipate that, but when there's FOMC, typically during the regular, not the regular trade, but the trading before the actual announcement is oftentimes very choppy. Now, I'm not saying it has to be choppy. I'm going to be looking for trends. I'm going to be looking for these things, depending on price action. But if we start to get a little choppy, then, don't blame me if I'm hesitant to trade. Yes, right now there is a coupon for 80% off, and that expires today at 11:59, basically 12. Yes, the announcement is at 2 p.m. So do not be in a trade unless you want to take the risk of being possibly massively stopped out with a huge slippage. I've seen slippage like 4 or 5 points before. Like points. I'm not talking about ticks. I'm talking about points on those FOMC days. I've seen it. I still remember there was a time I was staring at the market, and news came, like it was like on this super like strong bull move, and all day, and it's just like, okay, all of a sudden Trump, he gets COVID. The market crashed like I've never seen before. No, I mean, actually, that's not true. I don't think that's the worst crash I've ever seen in the market. But when that happened, I remember, like, I was looking at charts. It's kind of funny because I get my news after looking at the charts. I'm like, I see something happen in the market. I'm like, did news happen? And then that's when I start to look into the news, and so that's kind of when I start to look. That's how I find out my news, guys. I find it through the market, and I found out like, Trump got COVID. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, anyways. Pandas, welcome. Make sure you guys fill out that poll. Also, helps a lot if you scalp that like button. Today is Whiskey Wednesday, so at 300 likes, that means I'm going to pop open a bottle of some whiskey. We're going to have some AM whiskey. We're going to celebrate with you guys, and yeah, it's just funny, I guess. I don't know. It just became a tradition at this point. And yeah. Tanner asks, what's a good website to know when news comes out? I think Forex Factory is a pretty popular one just because it's right on the front page. Very easy to use. I'm not sure if you guys have other ones that you guys use. I use the Apex plugin, so I just don't have to open any websites or anything. Michael B, good morning. Welcome. Cody M, good morning. Rashid, good morning. Kellyanne, good morning. Chris, Free Paper Cuts. Tanner, Just Dex, good morning. Right now we're in this uptrend. If you look at the daily chart, currently it's a inside, outside, outside bar. So IOO pattern, which means that the market is in breakout mode. So breakout mode means that see, there's a gap here that I'm not sure the market may try to fill. It's hard to know which kind of gap we want to use. Right now I'm just using this one just cuz. So I'm using this one here. And breakout mode essentially means that if we break the previous candle's high or low, that means it's going to go strongly that way. And you know, not all breakouts work. Most of them fail. Most breakouts work, the market wouldn't really function. So you know, if this does break out, there's a possibility it fails and reverses. And what I mean by breakout means, yeah, if it goes above this high or, you know, below here, then the market will typically make a strong move. Yeah. Which way do I think it's going to go? I think I'm just going to wait until the market breaks either one of these extremes. And I think that will help me figure out what might happen. So it is really hard until then, in my opinion, because it can just oscillate inside here. Plus FOMC, so we're waiting for that. I hope I don't know, like even yesterday's price action, I thought it was terrible. I thought it was terrible. Really bad. Really bad. It was really bad, as in like it's just, you know, you just I couldn't find any good setups really. Ones that I really liked. Unless you're like really staring at the market the entire day, you know, it's just, yeah. Hugh says he can't remember a time where he saw a clean channel with a clean break. Second entry off the EMA. Could be true. This could be one here. Bad signal bar. Second entry long here. Ends up being pretty ugly afterwards, but it does work out. Back to the top of the trading range. Trading range created way back here. Small trading range created, and coming back to the top. Coming back to the bottom, and coming back to the top.
$10,000 tick trap.
Market is opened. Let's get that bamboo. If you look at the 5-minute chart, there's a pretty big gap on the 5-minute, and yesterday we could not fill this gap. The 5-minute chart I only have on the regular trading hours, so the big gap here, and now we're above the high in the regular trading hours. Maybe get back to the top of the gap here, fill that gap on the 5-minute chart. Big gap currently uptrend as well here. Do I want to participate in this uptrend? Maybe. Let's see if we get a good setup. Right now it's grinding along this trend line, and there's no setups for me yet. Am I looking for a long trade? You know, if we're in this channel still and the 20 EMA is kind of riding along it, then sure, why not? Where is that gap? On the 5-minute, the gap is 39.18. Right up here. Typically, you can get a sense of the price action, what kind of market cycle we're going to be in by the first 5 bars on the 5-minute, and yeah, we'll see how they develop. Eric Dan says, what causes the gaps? Well, I mean, simply because the futures market is basically a 23/5 market. Means it's open 23 hours a day, 5 days a week. And so there's a lot of extended hours trading. And so, when you look at the 5-minute chart, if you only are charting the regular trading hours, there's a lot of price action here that's happening that is not charted. And so these gaps, there will oftentimes be gaps, like actually it's more rare for the market to open right at, the previous day's close. It's pretty rare because there's a lot of trading that happens afterwards, but oftentimes it does come and fill these gaps and test those areas. These gaps are created because the chart only has regular trading hours. So if you go and change the regular trading, the reason why I only want regular trading hours on the 5-minute is because the price action is not accurate on the extended hours because there's not enough volume. So when I say not accurate, I basically mean that it's not proportionate really to the price action that is in the regular trading hours. I think you can look at maybe 15-minute candles or 30-minute candles to have equivalent kind of price action. But yeah, I hope that makes sense. Big push down. No entries for us in this downtrend. Do I want to go long still is the question. Good question. I don't know. I just don't know. Currently underneath the 20 MA, so I'm not necessarily looking for a long trade now. First bar on the 5-minute is a strong bear bar ending near its low. Huh. Am I looking for a second entry short here? Hard to say. Second entry short. Yeah, I'll look for a second entry short here. I'll be okay with that. First break of the 20 EMA though. It's hard actually. I mean, this uptrend has been strong enough where there has been kind of like multiple pushes up. So it's hard to time exactly. You know, it's not just a small like, you know, big push up and then reversal. But this is a second entry short here if you're interested. Am I interested in this second short? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's hard to say. I mean, you have strong bear bars ending, you know, multiple bear bars. And you got two leggy here. So, first break of the 20 EMA. And sorry, let me repeat that. First measuring our moving average gap. First moving average gap here. Okay. This might help us decide to not go short here. Let's see kind of signal bar. If it's a good signal bar, I'll be tempted to go short, but at the same time, yeah, I'm not eager. I'm not eager to go short here, but potential measure move, right? Potential good signal bar here. Potential trigger underneath the 20 MA. Ooh, the risk is not that large. Risk will be 3 points large. Big push down. The only reason why I don't like it is because this is the first moving average gap on after a strong uptrend, and so I'm thinking, you know, there's still more room to go up here and a possibility, potential to come back up to look for a new high. Coming after a strong, pretty strong bull move here. I think I'm gonna set on my pause, pandas. I'm sorry. A lot of you guys might say this is an easy trade to go short. In my opinion, it's like we're just coming after a really strong uptrend. This is the first evidence that we may be reversing here. And so I think you know, for me, I want the market to give me one more test up here and make a double top of some sort. And I could have missed the opportunity here, which is fine. Yeah, I ended up missing an opportunity here. That's a second entry short. The reason why I didn't like it is because this uptrend has been so strong. And now this is the first break of the 20 EMA plus moving average gap. And I was thinking, you know, this might be too soon to go short here. I don't know enough evidence if this is truly reversing yet. And that was risky. That seemed risky to me. So it does give you a nice scalp here, 2 points. And yeah, maybe we could have looked at the 20 EMA and saw how it was pointing downwards. That could have been a little more reason to go short here. I just didn't feel super confident. You know, I just wasn't sure, so I just set on my pause. But maybe I'm being a little too conservative there. It could have gone back up, but... And if you ask why I didn't take that trade, I'm going to just say, look back at the stream, and explains everything. So, I mean, I'm explaining in real time, so there's no other explanation for me. And I guess for me, am I sad that I missed that trade? I'm not. And I think because I skip trades like that is why I'm still profitable. And so for me, it's just, I'm just not, I don't like it. I don't like it. You know, strong push up right now after that, you know, this could have happened before, right? I mean, it was just, you know, the bulls and bears just, you know, it was gracious enough for the bears to actually make a scalp here. And we see a strong push back up because you're thinking possible, you know, double top. You want a double top of some sort after a strong bull trend like this, right? I don't feel confident yet to really reverse this market. It could have reversed, but I don't feel confident in it unless we get some sort of double top here. And after a double top, maybe I'll reverse it. Maybe. But, you know, swing traders definitely were probably at least waiting to break this low, and they couldn't even get that, and so they are getting stopped out now. What can I say? I don't know. this strong move up could have happened a little earlier, and yeah, just it was enough to get a scalp, and it is what it is. I may be reading it wrong, pandas. That could be the case, but for me, I feel fine skipping that just because I'm seeing this as a first break of this trend, and I'm always looking for a new high. I'm actually looking for a double top of some sort before I feel confident that we're reversing this strong uptrend. This is a strong uptrend, and so I need a little more evidence that we're reversing here. My lens is not really short at this moment. It's not bearish. If we get several pushes down, then yes, maybe. But right now, reversals are a huge thing. If you have a strong trend and you're trying to counter trend trade that, you have to have a lot of evidence. In my opinion, I want a lot of evidence to say that, okay, yeah, this is probably going to reverse here, and if I ever do get, if I ever can't pull out a scalp, I want it to be a surprise to me. It's like, wow, that surprised me that I didn't even get a scalp on that, because I saw all this evidence that we are going that way. And yeah, so I kind of want that feeling. I want that feeling of, man, I'd be surprised if this fails. Let me say good morning to a couple more people joining. Ted Rajnes, good morning. Kellyanne, good morning. Eric, Daniels, good morning. Chris, DJ, good morning. Nice to have a chance to buy a new Apex account tonight after I blow out during FOMC. It's true. Like things like FOMC are like, you can make or break accounts, make or break evaluations. If you wanted to, you could actually take a risk on FOMC days and be like, all right, I want to just pass it on the news. You can do that. Odie, good morning. Hybrid, good morning. Jeff, good morning. Islam, welcome guys, welcome. So now we're getting a big push up here, and it's starting to look like maybe a double top is forming. Coming back into trading range. I notice that this is a trading range here. Trading range developed here, giving us possible reason to not go short here. I mean, it ends up giving you the scalp. Don't get me wrong, the scalp does come out from that, but ultimately the direction is still, in my opinion, bullish. So, hard to go short when you feel like it's still bullish. Now we got 4 pushes up. L4 setup potential here. I'm not interested. We're above the 20 MA. I mean, this might be the attempt. I mean, that gives you actually a scalp there. It's amazing. Just hard to have thought that was going to happen. And we may get a strong push now after the L4 setup here. Lower high setup may be what you're looking for to go short, but basically follow through on the strong bear bar. Want that lower high. Pretty strong push down. Are we going to get back to the top of the trading range and create a double top? I don't know. But I'll tell you this, if it does happen, then I will consider that a retest of this high and potential look for reversal after that point. Right now, I don't know. I really just don't know. I don't know if we're going to try to come back to the top or if we're going to have a true breakdown. It looks kind of bearish at this point. Don't know. Just don't know. It looked like it wanted to break below this pivot low. Kind of looked like it was making a type of, just like a kind of like a bear flag type pattern. That's what it looked like. But I guess every pattern I look at is a bear pattern. Because I'm a bear. 10K chart, potential two-legged pullback here. 10K chart. It's funny because 10K chart is marking this as a huge trading range at this point. Very big trading range. And I don't blame it. It makes sense because we grinded all the way up to this point. But we're clearly above the 20 MA. Might make a higher low second entry long here. 5-minute chart, maybe trap. Where I thought it was going to make a bear flag of some sort. Ends up not really doing that. And so if the opposite happens, could be a strong move up. Maybe looking for a second entry long at this point. Today is FOMC. If you guys don't know, today's FOMC, and that'll be at 2 p.m. And so that means that we have Whiskey Wednesday today. If you guys don't know, if you reach 300 likes sometime today in this stream, then I will open up a bottle of whiskey and we'll have some AM whiskey. I don't know if any of you guys drank whiskey when there's still toothpaste, the taste of toothpaste in your mouth. It is not pleasant. I'll just say that right now. Those two things don't mix very well. Okay, we're retesting the high here, and no entries for us whatsoever in all of this mess. It went sideways. It just basically became choppy. And this is the double top I'm looking for. Notice on the higher time frames, we do a perfect touch off the 20 MA on the 10K chart. And we have a higher low second entry long triggering with a basically strong bull bar ending on its high as a signal bar, and we may get a nice push up here. Maybe back to the gap, fill that gap on the 5-minute. Kind of big gap here that we need to fill, I feel like. So the big question is it an uptrend, right? Is this an uptrend? Is this a failed reversal attempt and now we're just in an uptrend? Or is this basically a double top and we're going to reverse here and push down hard? I would find it very tempting to go short, basically at a trap underneath the 20 MA here. I would find it tempting. For instance, if we get a strong push down, something like this, and then I'm thinking something like this, and so I want to enter essentially right here. That's kind of like something I feel very tempted to trade in this situation, just because now I see a double top. But it could also just be just a continuation of the uptrend. I feel like it could be a double top here, but yeah, we'll see. Also, we have a trading range indicator marking a trading range, right? We have this kind of choppiness here, pushes strongly down, and it kind of consolidates and pushes strongly back up. So we kind of have a lot of overlapping price action, in this range. So potential trading range, which means that you have a potential to come back down, and this would be, in a sense, near a resistance area at this point. Failed breakout. People will limit orders, trying to sell sell at this point.
5-minute trap.
Also, remember today is FOMC, so I just don't know if we should expect big moves. Trap to the long side here. Makes a new high. Doesn't look like a successful breakout to me in any sense. A little confusing. Are we in an uptrend or downtrend, pandas? I put a poll up. Do you believe we're in an uptrend right now, a downtrend, or trading range? What do you guys think we're in? You guys think we're in an uptrend, trading range? If you think you're in an uptrend, then you should be looking for a long trade here. But if you're thinking you're in a trading range, then you're actually looking for a short trade because you're going to come back maybe back to the bottom trading range. So depending on what you think we're in, it's going to greatly affect your next trade. It's going to be completely opposite. Either that you're trying to go long here, or you're going to try to go short here, or skip it, you know. Looks like an inside bar, right? Outside, inside bar. Potentially. And we gotta let the bar finish. Inside bar means breakout mode. If we get a fail second entry long in this area, I may be tempted to go short here, banking on the trading range. Got a lower high. This lower high itself may be an entry for a lot of traders. Failed second entry long. I may want to go short, but yeah. The lower high will be hard to go here because you have the 20 EMA blocking you. So if it is in an uptrend, this is where you'll get blocked if you were to enter that trade. Right, basically becomes a support. So for us, or at least for me, if I want to go short, I kind of want it to trigger underneath the 20 MA. I'd be very tempted to do a fail second entry long here. A, B, C feels like price trading range price action, and I'm gonna try to take advantage of that and try to go short here. This could be simply just a second entry long as well, and so this is why it's difficult to make a decision, because even the poll is saying uptrend. It's people think it's a trading range, people think it's an uptrend.
10,000
So it's just
trap.
it's hard to tell what the market cycle is in. If we think this is an uptrend, this is where you go long, second entry long here. A, B, C. If you think it's a trading range, you're waiting for this trap here to trigger. The risk is large. That's the main problem about this trade, and the risk is large. It's gonna be about 4 points large. I would like to reduce that risk a little bit here. I would like it to make it 3 points if I can. It's just a little too big of risk for me, so I'm gonna try to get a retracement here. But also, the deep retracement means that there's a higher chance it will fail. But this is kind of where I would look for a fail second entry long, top of a trading range, come back to the bottom of the trading range, and it could just be a nice swing trade back to the bottom. Another way to mitigate this, I guess, also is, if the risk is this large, then you can kind of go for more reward, and that can also basically compensate for that as well. So it ends up becoming a nice scalp, and this is where everyone who said this was an uptrend, this is where you would have lost money. So it's, this is the idea where you break trend, new high, and this is where you look for the reversal. It's just very terrible signal bar for me. Plus larger. I just wanted like a retracement if I could have gotten one, but no retracement. Traps, if they're true traps, typically very, they move pretty unilaterally. It just moves in one direction, and and I think this is a good example of this being a true trap here. A lot of traders probably saw this big move up, and they saw the second entry long, and they wanted to enter long on a bad signal bar, plus in a trading range, potential trading range. And so you got a lot of things going against you. And so here again, you save money by not entering that long. I wanted to go short here, like I said, but the risk was too large. It would be a 4-point risk, and I would just liked it a little bit less, and got zero retracement, zero love on that retracement. So it is what it is. Moving on. But like I said, I'll be very tempted to go short with a fail second entry long here. I mentioned that a while back, while it was forming. So hopefully that is beneficial to you and worth a like, worth scalping that like button. That analysis. And like also I mentioned, I would like anything if I'm going to short a trigger beneath the 20 MA, because the 20 MA did act as a support. If you went short here, you're kind of sweating. You end up being okay, but you can end up sweating because of the 20 MA kind of acting as a place where bulls are buying limit orders here. Would I take a lower high here? You can take a lower high here, but just know that your risk, it'll be a first entry if you take this lower high. Typically, if you want to take a lower high, it will be near the top of the trading range. It's because now you're in the bottom third of the trading range, so it's kind of tricky. It's kind of tricky. Bottom third of the trading range, you don't know when bears are taking their profits, and you just don't know how many bears are. You don't know the force of the bears, basically. Yeah. And also inside trading ranges, a lot of rules break. You just cannot expect normal rules inside the middle of a trading range. Which means that if you try to go short or long, you can get stopped out and they can go your way many times. Just kind of, that's one of the, key attributes of a trading range. A lot of overlap. So, you might trigger this low here, might trigger the short here if you go try to put an order right here with a lower high, but because it's so choppy, it can stop you out, because it's just going back and forth, overlapping bars, and then go its way. So it's just like, it's kind of hard to know where to put your stops if you really want to create some buffer for that choppiness. And it's really hard to basically manage the trade. You have to already come in thinking, I'm gonna have a large stop here. I don't care if it kind of breaks above the previous candle's high or breaks the signal bar, because I feel like we're in trading range. We're coming back to the bottom. So you gotta be able to, if you're looking for like 4 points or looking for 2 points, then you can mitigate your risk that way. Just like, okay, I'm willing to lose, 4 points because I'm trying to gain 2 points. Or if you're swing trading, then it's the other way around. Like I'm trying to look for 4 points, but I'm willing to lose maybe 2 to 3 points. Hope that makes sense. The general rule of thumb is you never lose more than you typically will lose in any trade. So if you're like looking for large stops, then you have to have in your built in just what you typically would lose, which often means that you lower your size. If you're typically like willing to lose like $500 with 2 contracts, then if you want a large stop, you trade 1 contract and so it's $500 with 2 contracts is 5 points. Then you go for 10. You have a 10 point actually stop loss with 1 contract, and that can widen your stop. The only problem is right now I'm trading only 1 emini contract, so I can't split it. I mean, I can with micros, but I just don't. I don't want to deal with the micros. I mean, I'll say right now, if you're using trading with minis, I would say just try to trade with the micros and just feel how fun it is. Because your risk is like $5 or you're losing maybe $20 as opposed to like $200. And so when you have like that when you're realizing like and when you do that you realize maybe I'm just trading too large and I can't trade with that that psyche. When you start trading micros, you're like, well, you can fly around them, or you can basically do any trade that you really like were ever hesitant to, and you'll be surprised how stress-free it is to trade with the micros. The only problem is like very hard to like get it accurate. I mean, you can do the overlay. I do have a video on my channel that teaches how to do overlays. Overlay basically means that you can trade the price action of the E-mini. If you guys don't know, the micro is actually a completely different instrument. It's just made to basically arbitrage to be like the E-mini. And so when you do things like tick charts, it makes a big difference. So if you want to do tick charts, keep tick charts, you can have an overlay with a tick chart on the E-mini and have the micro basically on top of it. You're actually trading the micro, but so I have a video there explaining how to do that. Steve Crew says, does your trade copier actually copy your trades? It should. I think it's weird that if it's only working for half your accounts, not the other half, maybe something's set up wrong. I don't know. I mean, because if working for some, then it should work for all of them. Oh, I see. Another thing about the trade copiers, it doesn't guarantee your entries. So you have to monitor that. Because if it's like, if you're really trading, then it's like, you don't get filled. You don't get guaranteed fills. If it hits that price point, you're in a queue of, thousands of other traders, and whoever first come first serve. So you might not get filled, and you might not be in a trade. And I would say, you should monitor that to make sure that sometimes it actually ends up entering the opposite of the trade, which is that's why you really have to monitor. Trade copier, there's some risk in that. Commissions are higher with micros, or relatively, it's true. And so that's all true. I'm not saying that you're gonna make a lot of money, but I'm gonna say how stress free it is, because how little money you do lose if you make mistakes, and you kind of realize, man, this is like maybe how I should really trade. Yep, let's go back and forth trading range. The reason why volume's low is because there's an announcement at 2 p.m. today, pandas. Just remember that there's an announcement, and that's why we have the whiskey challenge, because we were expecting chop. We were kind of expecting chop already, because when there's anticipated news, oftentimes traders wait for the news to happen. No good entries for us. If you wanted to go short here, it's a huge, it's a strong bull bar ending on its high. A lot of risk as well. It's not worth it, in my opinion, but you're getting you're getting basically a triple top here. 1, 2, 3. Top of the trading range could come back down to the bottom of the trading range easily here. No entries for me though. Trading range indicator giving us a trading range way back here, saying, saying, hey, pay attention. Because even though we're a strong uptrend, this is starting to look like a trading range, and we attempted to break below it, we attempted to break above it, and what's still here? The trading range with the trading range indicator. So that was a perfect scalp here, so you could have got trapped out here easily. Perfect scalp is this gold box. That means exactly 2 points, and then it depends. You can define whatever you believe a scalp is, but I'm using 2 points right now because the bars have been large, so you gotta go for 2 points, I think, these days, at least. The 5-minute candle or 5-minute chart, very confusing, right? The first 5 candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like a trading range, and so this could dictate, at least probably until FOMC, our price action, and kind of what we anticipated. C Crew says, and if I switch to my second account as my main account and use my main account as my copy account, it just goes crazy. You have to shut it down. So I've never had issues like that. I really do believe maybe you're setting it up. Maybe I would double check just how you're setting it up. Let's just say that. If it's going crazy, I feel like you might have like this feedback loop that you might just be going back and forth, and so you might have accidentally set it up in somewhere like maybe 2 instances of it. Just make sure, that that's not happening. Flat Earth says, I enter every one of my setups with conviction, no hesitation. That's how you know your setups are golden. And that is very fitting for someone whose name is Flat Earth, just being so confident in something that maybe you shouldn't be so confident in. I'm just joking. Your name could just be a joke for as far as I know, or real. I don't know, but. So almost reached to the bottom of the trading range. Doesn't quite get there, but basically one tick. Basically got to the bottom. Comes back right to the top, bottom to top. What do you expect on FOMC days? Very, very choppy. Overlapping bars, outside bars, 10,000 tick chart, outside bar here, and another outside bar following it right after it, right? You have this trap that fails, and this failed. So you have so many failures here. Trap, triple trap. This is actually a triple trap right now. I think this is the best setup so far. It's just if you're willing to risk that. Basically 1, 2, 3 points.
10,000 tick trap.
GC Burke asks, with FOMC, slow Mondays, slow Fridays, holidays, other slow days, how many actually tradable days on average per week do you think there are? It's a good question, actually. From what it seems like, Flat Earth says the Earth may be flat and I may be an actual real panda. I think that shows his stance. I think. Well, what does Al Brooks say? You know, when in doubt, what would Al do? He says 10% days are trending days. You know, basically every other day is a mix. And you have 10% days, just strong trading range days, like very strong trading range days. And most of the time it's a mix, you know, so you have the other 80% where it's just a mix of both. You got to be vigilant. But and when I say very strong trading range days, I mean like there's like barely any range and it just goes completely like sideways almost the entire day. Those are actually rare too, like to be completely sideways. And you know, trading range days is a kind of, you know, you can have like a bull day, like a bullish day, but throughout the day it's just like kind of goes back and forth for a while and ends up being like kind of like a bullish day, but not a strong bull trend day, but it's like a, you know, there's a semi bullish day. And most of the times it's kind of like these semi, like both ends. What would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? If Jesus was trading the emini, what would he do? He can calm the waters. If he can calm the sea, he can calm the emini. All right, pandas. I have no idea. This is I do have an idea, and the idea is I have no idea. That is an idea, and that means that I'm sitting on my paws. No real setups. I mean, am I banking on the fact that this might break out here? You can take that risk and take that swing, but I just feel like it's not worth because of FOMC day. 5 minute may be starting to create some sort of wedge here. That could be possible. You know, just looks something like this, a wedge here. It's floating basically between the previous day's close and the close before that. So Monday's close, Tuesday's close, and it's right between the two. Makes sense on a daily chart because you have an inside bar, right? IOO pattern.
$10,000 tick trap.
GC says, if I stay and watch, nothing will happen. If I run an errand, a great move will happen. Alright, pandas, that means we're going to pay GC to go run an errand. Can you run an errand for us for like $1? And let's get this market moving here. You kind of knew this day is going to be like this. I think the flat earth thing is just so strange to me just because it kind of just blows my mind like how anyone could think the earth is truly flat. And I just don't understand the arguments for it. I mean, I never seriously looked into it. Like, if there's any flat Earth argument that's actually convincing, I would really like to know. And if you guys have it, I will. I would like to know: is there any actual convincing flat Earth argument? And how do they describe just pictures that we have? And the fact that if you go one direction, you'll end up in the same place sooner or later. Yeah, if you guys are frustrated right now, it's because of FOMC, so just wait. Just Dex as, have you ever been on a plane? I have been on a plane. I have, yes. It's just like going in a circle, to be honest. Just Dex, are you actual flat earther? This is amazing. If you're actually flat earther, this is your time to shine. This is your time to convince this crowd that the earth is flat. Mark West says, if the earth was round, it would roll into the sun. I can't refute that. I think that knowledge is most important, so technically we will never know if it is flat or round, and if we don't know, we have to believe, and when we believe, we just don't know. Man, that just completely deconstructs all knowledge. I don't know about that. Flat earthers are just trolls. It's just this huge troll fest. Like, we're just like a bunch of people's like, let's see how many people we can convince that we think this is true. And it's just like, at the end, they're the real fools are those who actually thought these flat earthers thought the earth was flat. That would be the ultimate troll. I would that would be a 4D chess type troll. Justex says it's like going in a circle. Mindful Jazz, Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour, so how does a plane move faster than the orbit to reach certain destinations? I mean, the answer is obvious. The plane is flying at 2,000 miles per hour. It's pretty easy. Navy missile commanders shoot missiles 60 miles and never factor in the Earth's curvature. That's it. I'm convinced. That's it. I mean, who cares about gravitational force? Who cares about inertia? It's just, who cares about, classical physics? Who cares about these things? We'd have a trap here at the top of the trading range. Do I like it? Not really. I don't like anything right now. I mean, limit order market. Interesting. I don't know if I like any setup here. I did hear an interesting fact though. If you shrunk the Earth into a size of a golf ball and removed all of the water from it, if you shrunk the Earth to size like I believe it's like a golf ball, it will be the smoothest object ever created. And it's like you're thinking no way, because you're thinking, you know, the depth of the Pacific Ocean to the highest mountain, like there has to be some sort of, like, you know, that distance must, you know, you must be able to detect that. But I believe, like, from the lowest point of the earth to the highest point of the earth is like 11 miles or something. And if you like see that relatively, it's just like if you shrunk the earth into a size like a golf ball, it'll be this, like, the smoothest object ever. A cue ball, that's right, cue ball. Thank you. You guys all saw. Hey, maybe a lot of you guys have the same feed I do. Exactly. Neil deGrasse Tyson said, if you shrunk it to the size of a cue ball, it would be smoother than any cue ball ever created. You don't need logic when you have family, knowledge. Okay, completely choppy. I'm glad I didn't enter this trap. I'm glad I didn't enter this long. I'm glad I'm just not in this trade because of a limit order market. I know well enough that I stay away from markets like this, where people are waiting with limit orders here. People are waiting for limit orders here. Maybe I should make like an indicator that factors in all the limit orders being just waiting on at these levels and just seeing, like, you know, if there's like a lot here, a lot here. Is there an indicator like that? I'm sure there's already an indicator like that. Maybe it's just people are saying it's like the what is it called? The oh, what is that called? Where you see all the orders. I haven't used it in so long. I forgot what it's called. No, not Bookmap. It's like people trade with it. It's like they don't trade the chart. They basically trade like I think order flow. Is it order flow? Oh, is it order flow? Yeah, order flow. Dom, there it is. That's what I'm looking for. Dom. The super Dom. Yeah. Yep. Dom. Thanks. Thank you guys. Hey, you guys. Thank you so much. You guys are so knowledgeable. Goodness gracious. It's Dom. I got it. It's Dom. Got it, guys. I got it. It's Dom. I got it. Super Dom. I got it. Yep. Dom. Got it. Yep. No one else say it. I got it. You know. You guys can read the text too. If you guys can read the chat. Yeah, you guys can read the chat too. You guys know it's been said. So I mean, if you saw it said once, then why? I don't know why you would say it again. But hey, I got it. It's Dom. I got it. Yeah, I got it. Thanks. Maybe you guys are just calling me Dom. Got it. I got it. What was it called again? What was it? The thing where you order? You know, you can put orders in the, you know, like where it just tells you the price. Oh, it's Dom. Got it. Yeah, Dom. Forgot. Dom. Got it. Oh, Dom. Okay, yeah. Got it. Every time I look at the chat, I just wanted to remind myself, you know, what was it called? All right. Thanks. Was it called order flow or something like that? The thing where you put your orders in and shows you the flow of things. What's it called? The thing where you can see like the price. It's called order flow. It's Dom. Ah, keep forgetting. Got it. Thanks, guys, for the reminder. Heat map. Oh, I thought it was called something else. I mean, if anything is Dom, this is Dom right now. This price action is Dom. Best setup so far today. The trap that I wanted to enter. I actually had my order up, but I wanted a small retracement, didn't get it. I mean, to be honest, it looks a little bullish because you've got the higher time frames. We're clearly above the 20 MA still. The 5-minute is also above the 20 MA still. So you kind of have some bullishness here. Now, I'm not going to really make a trade off of it, but kind of feels that way. You know, when the market starts to look like this, where it's kind of just riding on top of the EMA, it kind of looks like it's going to ramp off of it and break out. You know, that's what it feels like. 5-minute, we're just above the 20 MA. I mean, we can come back down to it anytime. That's true. I mean, 99% chance today, sometimes we're going to hit the 20 EMA on the 5-minute chart. Either it's going to catch up to us or we're going to go down to it, but sooner or later, we're going to hit the 20 EMA. 99% chance. Flat Earth drops this. Science claims. So I guess, do you mean that science is wrong? So science claims the Earth spins at 1,000 miles per hour while orbiting the sun at 66,000 miles per hour, while our solar system circles the galaxy at 500,000 miles per hour, while the galaxy circles 1 million miles per hour, but that darn North Star never moves. The Earth must be flat. I'm starting to think the Earth is flat. Dom. Okay, got it. Thanks, hitting dingers. I almost forgot. Just need the daily reminder. That thing is called Dom. This looks slightly bullish in my opinion. This looks slightly bullish. The 10,000 tick chart looks bullish to me. It looks like it wants to break out to the top side. Maybe retrace, you know, this candle. Basically making an inside bar of some sort. The 5-minute, just very choppy sideways. It actually creates a second entry long on the 5-minute chart. Absolutely amazing. A, B, C. The EMA is flat as the Earth. Is that what you're trying to tell me, guys? Got it. Yes, guys, make sure you guys take advantage of the Apex code. Today is the last day you can use it. 80% off. And how nice is it that you can use it around FOMC? You know, you can crank your trades, take the risk, and even if you fail, you can open up those 50K accounts. Like, honestly, you know, if you want to, you can pretty much pass 50K accounts in one trade off the FOMC. You just need 6 points. You need 6 points. And FOMC announcement, man, you can get 6 points easy. It'd be like a 50-50. And best part is if you do fail, you can just reopen a couple of them at $30-some. You know, it's just pennies on the dollar, really. Hitting dingers. Lilu has 85% off right now. Who cares? Who cares about Lilu? Flat Earth. Show me a body of water that curves. You know what? Flat Earth. I thought you were trolling us. Is this the 4D chess trolling? Like, are you trying to convince us that you really think the Earth is flat, or or you really are a person who thinks the earth is flat. This is the 4D chess. Because you don't know. Like, what if at the end they're just they go home and they're just laughing and telling all their friends, like, man, I really almost convinced this guy the earth is flat, and I just would not know. How would I know that? Hugh says flat earth is unaware of the concept of gravity. The funny thing is they're actually not unaware, because what is keeping them down? It has to be something, some force pushing them down. So I don't know if it's a gravity thing. I think it's just inconsistent. Just text says, who reads the Bible? Pandas. Today's price action anticipated to be like this, and yeah, it is what it is. It does try to break out here, and it fails. Comes right back down. Brian Hughes, can we stop talking about the flat earth and talk about what's really important? The Dom. Man, oh man. I mean, today's trading is just untradeable. And you know what? Pandas, hey, it's nice to have a community staring at this choppy day. And this is why I love this community. I really think I have the best community on YouTube. All positive vibes here. And it's very, it's kind of like, it's nice because it's, you guys are goofy, so it's fun. And it's just like having a good time, kicking back. And it's nice to do that with people, especially on days like this where, if you're serious about trading, this is part of trading. You have days like this, and it's important, that we have a community, because say like you're just starting and you didn't know about FOMC days, and you saw a day like this and you're just kind of like so frustrated. But when you have a community, you just have like this, just have so many voices and so much more opportunity to learn. So, I would love to have this when I first began. Let's just say that. And when I first began futures, like none of this existed. Nothing, absolutely nothing. And so it's just like, I'm just glad that, that I'm able to have a community like this with you guys. Just imagine if you started futures trading. It's just, some people might have just started, and that's the benefit. And that's why it's nice if you guys scalp the like button, because it's like, it just, you're in a sense helping people you're basically helping people. You're helping people find out about this channel, especially for those who are new. And the nice thing is when you push it in the algorithm, it's nice because it ends up recommending it to people who are interested in futures. So it's like when you first begin, you don't even think about searching this stuff. You don't think about searching live trades. You don't think of searching, you don't even know what to search for because you're so new and you don't have any information. And so, it will like recommend it to people. And so it does help a lot if you guys do scalp that like button. And I hope you guys, for the sake of, it does help this channel out, but I think more importantly, it does help out other people able to discover this channel and have be part of this community where, we can talk about flat earth while we look at a flat chart of a flat EMA, of a chart that just doesn't really move. So, hopefully you guys scalp that like button. That's just my little spiel. That's my spiel. Oh yeah. Also, by the way, I
One
have
tick
a
trap.
bar times indicator. I'll throw it up here. But let's see. So I have an indicator here that basically tells you how long. It may be really hard to see. Let me change the color here. That might be a little easier. So it's a indicator that tells you how long it takes for these bars to develop. And so the lower, so like you see this bar here, the strong bull bar, that took, like 10 seconds to form. And it's kind of like the inverse of a volume chart, because if you guys don't know, we trade tick charts. And so if you want this, so that means we're trading the volume, right? This basically every single bar here is 2,000 transactions. And sometimes it might be helpful to know how long it takes for these bars to form, so you can see how fast it is, right? The volatility really is shown through, how quick the bars are formed. And so it might be nice to have an indicator that that can mark that. And so, you know, I personally am like, thinking it might be helpful. I don't know if it really is, but if it's something that you guys might think it might be helpful, it's for free on www.twoleggedpullback.com. Just go to the free download section, and you can find this indicator there and use it for yourself. And can you invert it? Like, can you make the top, that you have to go and program it. Right now, no. Right now, the bottom part is the low time. The circle around the three, Todd is asking, is basically a trap that I thought was a good trade. I didn't take it because the risk was too large, but I like the setup, or I like the context, and ended up being a good trade here. We do have another trap here, but not interested in this. The main reason being is because we have this channel here. We have this channel, and we can bounce off of it. Also, 10,000 tick chart. It's off the 20 EMA here. 20 EMA could bounce off of it. 5-minute chart might come back to the 20 EMA. Who knows? Oh, I didn't realize we're bouncing off the high of yesterday in the regular trading hours. I didn't realize that. I guess it's kind of good to know. So yeah, this indicator is for free. If you don't, it could be really niche for those who are thinking it might be interested, but it's absolutely free for you guys. Go ahead and download it if you want. Play around with it. Let us know if it's helpful, or you can find good strategies with it. Yeah. So. Yeah, I program all my indicators. Panda's last reminder. It is the last day of BBM 80, so make sure you guys take advantage of that. That will end at 12 a.m. Basically tonight, and so take advantage of that. Like I said, it's like the best thing about Apex. Not only is it risk free, but the best part is like if you guys know how many accounts I trade, you guys would, a lot of you guys would be amazed how many accounts I have, and so for me, when I make $100 on stream, it's like it may seem little to you, but for me, it's enough to make more money than I've ever made in my entire life. And what I mean by that is, let's just say you have 4 accounts. I like to use 4 because the math is easy. You have a trade copier that can trade all your trades across all your accounts. If you have 4 accounts, just say 4 50K accounts. Your initial investment or $100 some when you have an 80% off code. And for me, it's like almost worth like just stacking up on accounts like evals, just in case you fail and you can't sign up for the 80% off later, just to have a couple of them ready, just so especially if you have FOMC and you want to crank it. Anyways, but I'm just saying that if you have 4 accounts, that means you multiply that by 250, which is how many trading days are in a year. And if you multiply that, you get 1,000. And so $1,000, and then you get the average you make per day. So let's say you make $100 per day, which is 1 scalp per day. That means on average per year, you can make $100,000 at the end of the year. And that's just making 1 scalp per day. If you have, let's say, 10 accounts, that means your multiplier is 2,500. If you make 1 scalp a day with 10 accounts, Pandas, that means that at the end of the year, you can make $250,000. You can make $250,000 a year with 1 scalp a day. Pandas, I'm saying this is life-changing type money. And you get to have it, you get to try to get it with very little risk on your end. It's just, with how cheap the 50K accounts are. So I'm just saying, that's why the math is there, and it's just the math. Will you be able to do it? I don't know. It really depends on if you're profitable. If you're not profitable, Pandas, right now I'll just say you will not make money. You will not make money. It's the definition of profitability. But if you are profitable, why not? Why not go ahead? Or if you want to try and just attempt it, you're trying to test out your profitability, you're trying to get better. I think there's so many advantages of using prop firms. Also I think it's like, just simple things like if you're just started, or you're kind of getting your feet wet, you've done sim trading, you feel like you're ready to trade with live money, I would say open an eval account. It's a low risk, you get free data, you basically have a free license with NinjaTrader, and it's a low commitment. You can trade and basically trade with quote unquote real money with the eval, because basically you have the potential of getting that funded account, and so it's like a little bit better, right, than trading with your own personal funds. I will say when you first start, you will 99% of you guys will blow your first account, in my opinion. I believe that 99% of you guys will blow your first account, and so it's just so why do that with your own money when you can use Apex money, with like $30 investment? I just think it's worth it. So there's so many advantages to prop firms. What can I say? And Apex, I believe, has the best deals and the best products. I think they have no rules really. It's just you just trade, just let you trade and do your best. You can just do what you want. So Jaden Sane says, Pan, I know you can't say exactly how much how many accounts I have. Basically you need to that information is privileged information for the members. It would be really unfair if I just tell you how many accounts I have, because some members they pay for that information. So I can't just tell you. So, but pandas, if you want to join the pre-market show, I literally go over all my accounts, over all my trades. You can see how much money I make every day, and that's just for those who will support me through just a small membership fee of 1 cup of coffee per month. That's what I say, and that's kind of like for me, how I see it. So you guys are buying me a cup of coffee like a friend, and I appreciate it. So, pandas, as we suspected, today would have been like this, and it is just very choppy, and it is what it is. I don't mind taking any trades today. Today's FOMC day. Be careful at 2 p.m. And with all that being said, pandas, trade safe, everyone. And as always, happy trading. God bless. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow, 9 o'clock for the pre-market show. 9:15 for the mainstream. I'll see you guys then. Bye.